Lou Gehrig. Now, Gehrig was a phenomenal player.
Gehrig is up.
In 1934, he won the MVP of the league while hitting .363.
A hit into center field to end the ball game.
With 49 home runs, and get this, 166 RBIs in a 154-game season.
Also, the thing about Gehrig was this. He was a really humble guy.
Yeah.
No big ego, no drama, and he couldn't have worked out any other way because he played second fiddle to the great Babe Ruth and then Joe DiMaggio. Gehrig went on his merry way, amassing stats and World Series championships, playing day in and day out. So many days that he actually ended up playing in 2,130 consecutive games, a record that would stand for 56 years.
Yeah, they called him the Iron Man. And you know what? Turns out in the 1939 season, the Iron Man was human just like the rest of us. His production started to fall off and he started laboring while running the bases. And that even led to some critics wondering if he still had the same commitment to the team.
Unfortunately, I know a couple of writers who thought that Lou Gehrig was malingering, that he'd lost interest in there or was angry about something and wasn't putting out his best. What a terrible misunderstanding of what was truly the nature of Lou Gehrig. He was already deteriorated physically, and he was out on the ball field purely on his own spunk.
People didn't know it at the time, but Lou was suffering from ALS, which is a rare degenerative neuromuscular disease. So my question to you is, in today's world, do you think something like this could fly under the radar unnoticed?
No, it would be hard to believe that that could happen nowadays. You think about the scrutiny that the current athletes are under. Their health is constantly being monitored. Back in the 30s, it wasn't like that. And that's why it took so long for them to figure out about Lou Gehrig.
And to your point, I think about a guy like Karis LeVert, NBA player formerly with the Brooklyn Nets, was traded to the Indiana Pacers. And through that trade, the medical doctors found out that he had a problem with his kidney. Well, had he not been traded, they might not have found that. So again, the advances of modern medicine make things happen in real time. And I'm glad that he was able to basically have his life saved by a trade.
Yeah, but it was different back in the 1930s. Gehrig was literally dying in front of America's eyes. And when the Yankees organization figured out just how dire those circumstances were, they decided they wanted to honor their legend on Lou Gehrig Day. And back in 1986, GSL spoke to a couple of men who were at Yankee Stadium on that magical day.
The day was advertised as a tribute to Lou. There was such an outpouring of fans that every seat at Yankee Stadium was filled. And official after official and player after player of the Yankees came along and spoke into the microphone and spoke of the great affection from Lou and what he meant to them, and Lou standing by actually stooped as he was. I saw that day, if you talk about sadness in any gathering, that's the day I saw photographers cry.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for. Thank you.
Boy, I'm telling you, it was, to me, one of the saddest and nicest things I've ever seen in my life. Here was a man getting out of baseball, and he knew that he, I don't know whether he knew or not, but we knew that he wasn't playing anymore, and Babe was there, and Babe put his arm, and we're all out there on the field, and the fans. Oh, an ovation like I've never heard in my life before or since. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, believe me.
Unfortunately, Lou Gehrig died just 2 years later.